Welcome to the Power Couples Rock podcast, where our mission is to build a collective community of marriages, where we encourage, inspire, and support one another in order to have masterful marriages. We're Carlos, Katherine, Chris, and Sonia. Please check us out, powercouplesrock.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. We believe that one of the most amazing legacies we can leave in life is a great marriage. So we hope you'll listen, learn, and love the conversation. Let's power up.
Good day, Power Couples. This is Carlos and Katherine Green of Power Couples Rock.
Hey, what's up, Power Couples?
Hey, we've got a great show for you guys today. We're here at the Eusebeia Weekend Experience in Columbia, Maryland, and we would be remiss if we didn't share this experience with you all. So buckle up, because we're getting ready to introduce you to this dynamic duo, a couple that we met the first year that we came, and they've been our friends, even if they didn't want to be our friends. They've been our friends ever since, and they will be our friends till death do us part, right? I can use that language because we're at a marriage weekend experience, right,
Yes,
Katherine?
that is correct.
So we're so honored to introduce you to Gerard and Tonya Breland. Say hello to the Power Couples Rock community, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. We're excited to be here.
I'm going to tell you now, these voices here, we're going to give you a great surprise at the end. Just remember these voices right here, right, Katherine?
Amazing.
What we want to do here at Eusebeia, they are our official leaders, directors of our praise and worship team here, but they are a lot more than just singers. They truly live the essence of a married couple that's actually sold out to God. And we know that we don't just see them just at the Eusebeia experience, right? Yeah. Whenever they come to Atlanta, we connect with them, or we go back and forth with emails or Facebook and all of that. So they've truly become a part of our family, and we absolutely love it.
Yes.
But you need to know more about this dynamic duo. So we want to turn it over to Gerard and Tonya. Tell us, first of all, how you guys met.
He came over to the freshman dorm. No.
Right? That's usually how it happens.
Rob the cradle.
Yes.
We met singing in the Howard Gospel Choir a couple years ago.
Ironically.
Like Howard University?
HU.
You know.
Yeah, so we met in Howard Gospel Choir, and Tonya likes to say that this wasn't accurate, but I expressed to her, I kind of am interested in you. Don't touch the table. Yes, I should pay attention to the instructions. But said, I expressed some interest, and she told me to keep it to myself. It's true.
Well,
really?
Is it not true?
Okay.
It's true.
There's an age difference between the two of us.
Okay.
So I was a freshman in college, and he was not.
Okay. And we'll leave it at that.
It was legal. Everything was legal. For the record, statute of limitations, everything was legal.
Because she's in college.
Right.
She's good.
Mm-hmm.
So we, but eventually we had a conversation, and, she was talking to these little knuckleheads. And so I had to, I could put a couple words together.
Yeah.
And,
no, all you have to do is sing.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, then I don't know. Then the singing was it was coming along, but that wasn't the strong suit.
Okay.
No, that wasn't the thing. It was a conversation.
A conversation.
It's a conversation. Yeah. It was I realized there was something substantive about him. And I could see myself with this guy.
Yeah.
Even though I was a little on the short side.
Yeah, I was looking for 6'2", but it didn't quite work out that way.
Hey, aren't you comfortable in yours? I'm comfortable in my skin.
I have no problem.
No problem.
Zero. Right.
Hey, I see you, man.
He was very comfortable. He was very confident. He was very comfortable, and so there was, something that drew me to him.
Wow. How long did you guys date before you said, we're going to make this official? We're going to get into covenant relationship?
I'd say about 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Wow. So not off and on. Y'all were solid that 2.5 years.
Her freshman year, I would say by the winter break, the first semester break, I think we're kind of in it for the long haul.
So did you get married while you were in college?
Yes.
We did.
So there's a story.
Really?
There's a story with that.
It did not involve pregnancy.
It did not.
Okay, that's
It did
good.
not.
Okay.
So at Howard, I was in the Howard pageant. I represented my College of Liberal Arts. I was the queen of the College of
She
Liberal
should
Arts.
have been Miss Howard. That's the truth.
And I won a trip for 2 to the Bahamas. Now, my daddy's a pastor. And so the idea of taking my boyfriend on this trip was not a cool idea. And so.
Like, what could happen?
People do it all the time. You don't trust that?
But I was a clean girl. I was one of those clean
She
girls.
was.
I'm like this
Yes.
clean girl. You like that? You like my
Yes,
you's
I
clean?
do like that.
Yeah. Coming to America.
And so Gerard said, well, why don't we were engaged, and the idea was I was going to get married the following year after I graduated. And so he said, well, why don't we get married before the trip? I was like, are you crazy? And he was serious. And so I called my dad a couple weeks before the trip. And I said, Gerard wants to marry me before this trip. And my father said, praise the Lord. I'm thinking, are you crazy too?
So that meant that he had developed some trust. Gerard had developed trust with your dad.
Yeah, my dad
That's
liked him a lot.
so important.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we actually had a wedding in
Like
in 2 weeks.
What?
Literally.
Yes.
Not in
Wait a
the
minute, you guys
Bahamas.
had a
Not in the Bahamas.
Not
in
in Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Ended up being our honeymoon.
a honeymoon.
We,
Yeah.
But you planned a wedding?
Well,
We
to
didn't
the extent you say
plan
plan.
anything. We showed up. We rented a dress. My sister was my maid of honor. My 2 best friends from high school were my bridesmaids.
my brother, her brothers, and we just literally put it together. Father did the ceremony. We had like a 1-hour counseling with him that we never returned the form that he gave us. Never returned. We need to return it at some point.
That was 1990.
I think we still have it. I think we still
How
have
long
it.
you guys been married?
We should
We've
fill
been
it out.
married for 29 years.
We should fill it out and send it back to him.
That would be
We
fun.
should.
That would be
You
fun.
should get that form and send it back to
I
him
do.
after
On the anniversary.
Almost, yeah,
Yes.
on the anniversary.
Right. We should.
29 years of marriage. Okay, so let's just recap this, right? So they get engaged. They have a wedding in 2 weeks. They do 1 hour of counseling. They go to the Bahamas, and 30 years later, they're still in love.
Yeah.
They
So,
ain't number
You must have
God.
had some good
I
examples.
wouldn't recommend that route. I
That's
just
true.
really
I
would
wouldn't.
not.
You had to have some good examples that gave you the confidence in knowing that. What about relationships? That you just trusted
So-
I
that.
think it was us.
It was really a determination
Mm.
because my parents divorced when I was young, and his parents separated and never got back together. So we didn't have that example. My grandparents were a great example for me, and they were very much in love until my grandfather passed away after 49 years of marriage.
Wow.
But prior to that,
Yeah.
we didn't really have
But
that
I think
example.
the fact
That
that,
was
it
a
wasn't
driver.
there was like, okay, we're not going to repeat
That
what we've seen, no matter what.
Right.
that is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you guys get connected with Eusebeia?
We met Harold at another marriage function here in Maryland. And
It was January. I want to say January 20th. I don't remember. The
it
date.
was
2017.
2017.
Mm-hmm.
And we connected over
He
the
spoke.
Howard connection. He spoke, but he was phenomenal. And so we started talking to him, and he shared with us the vision for Eusebeia. And first he was talking to me, and I said, you got to tell my husband about this. So
Yes.
I grabbed Gerard, and it's,
There was a connection from there.
yeah.
What I like, and I hear that you all were investing in your marriage at another retreat,
Mm-hmm.
and that you consistently are doing that. What other retreats and things do you go to invest in your marriage?
We've hosted a couple few on our own.
Mm-hmm.
A number of years ago, not in recent history. But I think this has been the primary one. We've been to a couple of church-based ones here and there, but we've generally tried to make sure that we're connected to some sort of, para ministry
Mm-hmm.
event
Right. We've
type.
led marriage
things.
ministries.
Like in your church?
In the
or-
church, and then
Right.
of course our own that we've had outside of our church.
So let's talk about the ministries that you guys have started yourselves. I know that you all have One Flesh,
Yes.
and then you also have the Healthy Marriage Organization. So talk to us about both of those, One Flesh and Healthy Marriage Organization.
Well, the One Flesh is more the music side of our singing together and doing ministry together. And that's always been probably, I won't say the most fun, but a significant part of being able to do that together. And the Healthy Marriage Organization, well, we used to have this, it kind of went dormant, and we probably should have followed up on it. But anyway, we had this thing called the No Divorce campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of an arm of the Healthy Marriage Organization. Healthy Marriage Organization was, we called it the HMO, that has health and wellness. Right. Health
Organization,
exactly.
right?
And the No Divorce campaign was really, was intended to be sort of a grassroots effort to ultimately really see if we could change some of the legislation around divorce.
Wow.
Not to stop it per se. I don't think you could ever do that. But we wanted to see if we could get some legislation in place, maybe certainly locally and then maybe nationally even, that would say require couples before you get divorced, if you're contemplating divorce, that you would have to go through, for example, present some sort of certificate or acknowledgement of you went through some sort of pre-divorce counseling. You have pre-marriage counseling. There's pre-marriage counseling. But generally no fault divorce. You just go in, make it happen. And maybe that would cause some people to kind of re-examine some things. And ultimately the goal was to see if we could help lower the divorce rate and keep couples together happily, of course.
I think that's a tremendous initiative, because so many people don't get the counseling when they're in a crisis state.
Mm-hmm.
And when they want to make the decision that, I'm out of here, I can't do this anymore. Some people don't understand the resources that they have available, or not willing to go get the help that they need.
Mm-hmm.
But if they went to the law and the law says, well, before you make that move, you've got to show us X, Y, and Z that you've done this. And it could turn a marriage for the good.
Yes. And it may have been just a little before its time, because it didn't really get off the ground as we had hoped.
Mm-hmm.
And, we haven't felt like the Lord said, now do it now, so we're, if it's something that the Lord impresses upon our spirit to try again at a later time, then we would move in it. But
you haven't closed the door on it.
No.
Right?
No.
It's just kind of.
Well, I'm just thinking we're just putting the seeds in the atmosphere again.
Right. Yeah.
Because we see so many people that are struggling with their marriage, with their relationships, and wanting to just make sure that it's not so comfortable and so easy to get out of a covenant commitment.
Do they get skills that they need in order to, even if it is that you decided divorce, you get some skills on how to divorce and be good parents.
Sure.
How to, if there are kids involved, and then how to just be amicable to each other.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Not tear down each other after that's over.
Mm-hmm.
And so if people have tools and resources in that area, we have it in so many other areas, why not, giving it to them? People trust that whatever they get from the law, they'll go ahead and take it. Mm-hmm. But if you offer it to them for free in the church or a community, classes are empty.
Right.
And so I love the way that you guys are thinking about going about doing that.
And then we had done some research on, the front end. There were some states that would waive the licensing fees or whatever if you present them with, hey, we've gone to some sort of premarital counseling to show that we're ready for this, we take this seriously, and if you show them that and it's documented or whatever, then they'd waive whatever the fees are to apply for the license and so forth and so on. So there were some initiatives on the front end, but nothing post that and kind of behind that. Interestingly enough, it was actually then Governor Ronald Reagan who started the No Fault Initiative. You can believe that,
in California.
Back in 1969. And I think the story is that he may have regretted it, how it really kind of opened the floodgates for I don't like your face, I'm getting divorced. And so that kind of really kind of expanded the percentages, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, tell us a little bit more about your mission about HMO.
The Healthy Marriage Organization's mission is to strengthen marriages. And so we've actually not done a lot recently because I had gone back to school. So our schedules are a little bit more compromised right now for a couple of years. But it's not something that we want to abandon. So we have used it as a platform to share with couples, and we are certified relationship coaches, and we do work with couples privately on the side. And that's something where we will help strengthen couples and empower them to work through some of the challenges and issues that they're dealing with in their relationship.
I love that. Now, you all are here at Eusebeia, and our theme is clean. You all have done some praise and worship on clean, and I know that you guys have been in prayer about that. So we'd love to just get your quick take on what does clean mean or represent to you all?
I would say purity in marriage.
I would agree. I think it's a standard. A standard. I think it's a standard that we should be striving for. And as we heard from some of the speakers and even some of the presenters this afternoon, if we're looking towards exemplifying, God's absolute, sovereignty and positions on things versus, what we find to be acceptable, then that should be the standard. That we want a purity, a certain measure of cleanness and a wholeness in our relationships. And the Bible talks about, even if it relates to, I'm not saying it's always honored, but there's a passage in Ephesians 5:3 says, let there not even be a hint.
Come on.
Of immorality, sexual immorality specifically.
A hint.
A hint, which is tantamount to almost like nothing, right? So, and it's not that there aren't, deviations from that, and we can fall into things, unfortunately, but that his standard is what it is.
Right.
And I would submit that he hasn't put that standard there if he didn't think it could be obtained.
Yes.
Absolutely agree with that. Now, again, I said that there are praise and worship leaders for Eusebeia, and me and Katherine have been just on pins and needles to hear these angelic voices.
This one flesh
This
voice.
one flesh voice, the music arm of Gerard and Tonya Breland. I'm telling you guys, once you guys hear these voices, you're going to be signing up next year to come to Eusebeia.
No pressure.
No pressure, guys.
One time, years ago, we sang at this one event, and they just left off the one. They say, "Oh, won't you praise God for the flesh?" I was like, no. How about the flesh? Got to have that one. It's important.
I love
Flesh
it.
show glory in His sight.
Right.
Be careful.
So can we get just a little bit for the power couples for our listening audience?
We'll do a little piece of our theme song.
Song we did, I actually wrote it for our wedding.
Yes.
And then we kind of turned it into a duet.
And it's called We Are One Flesh.
That's it.
So, we are
One flesh, one body. We've been joined together in love, and we are one flesh. We are one flesh, one body. We've been joined together in love, and we are one flesh.
Wow, there you have it, power couples.
Yes.
Gerard and Tonya, they do rock.
They do rock. We just want to thank you all for being on the podcast. This was so much fun, and we learned so much information, not only about being clean, the Healthy Marriage Organization, organization, and One Flesh, but we also learned how you can get married in 2 weeks, go to the Bahamas, and still have a marriage that's loving for 30 years, right?
Yes.
How would people get in touch with you all if they wanted to do some coaching or counseling with you all, or wanted to know more information about your organization?
They can email us at info@thehmo.org, and we will respond and get back to them.
Guys, you don't want to miss out on them. We just want to give it up for Tonya and Gerard Breland. They are amazing couples, and thank you for listening to the Power Couples Rock podcast.
So let's get
Powered up!
Thanks for listening to the Power Couples Rock podcast. We hope that you've been encouraged, inspired, and supported. Please listen and subscribe to our other Power Pods, as we are confident that they will strengthen your marriage. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. It's there where we can extend these discussions together, take these conversations and your marriage to the next level. Enjoy your day and power up.